Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. This is Ray Woods, Spotify podcast, Crab Out the Bucket, learning from past mistakes. On this podcast, I discuss and teach and educate on different topics such as financial education, mindset, and business and career growth from my past mistakes so you don't make the same ones that I did. If you're new to the podcast, go ahead and hit the subscribe on the podcast here and also visit my YouTube channel, Crab Out the Bucket, and also subscribe there. On today's topic, I want to discuss the coronavirus stimulus. This is episode 10. And there are different things that happen with this virus. We all know that this virus came about. People started really staying in the house around April or so, beginning of April. It was announced back early this year of 2020. Word about it came about a little bit late last year, probably November, December, around that time. But I want to get into the stimulus part of the coronavirus and how it has affected the market, how it's affected people and everything. The economic effects on the coronavirus, there's been so many different layoffs. People have been furloughed. Me, myself, I have been furloughed for about a month and a half now. I'm supposed to return back to work. I'm very grateful that I still have my job. A lot of people do not have their job. But here's the crazy thing about the people that do not have their job. They It's going to be very difficult for them to go get another job because some employers are still concerned with the health of either themselves or other workers to bring other people from the outside. So in that case, you do have some employers and some companies, really most of them, or most to all of them, that are taking serious precaution and making sure that everything is safe, everything is clean, so people can get back to their everyday lives and get back to working. Now, the money that's been given out so far, as most of you know, or if you don't know, it's been about $2,000 for the first stimulus per person. So if you're married, you get $4,000. If you're married, you get $2,400. Excuse me. If you're single, then you get $1,200. And on top of that, they add $600 on top of unemployment for you with the amount that you're getting from your state in unemployment. So you add, for example, I'm in Georgia and I get 365 for unemployment on top of the 600 that goes along with that stimulus check. And that unemployment pay is supposed to last about 39 weeks instead of the normal 13 weeks here in Georgia. It's supposed to be 13 weeks as far as unemployment pay goes, but because they add that 600, that will equivalent to about 39 weeks. So the thing with that is, what I've noticed too is, I want to use an example for some individuals that I work with that are in the automotive industry. I'm in manufacturing engineering. I'm in the automotive industry, and the employees that work on the floor, they're making $12 to $15 an hour, and this is around in Georgia. So if you're taking, let's just say, about $15 an hour, and you multiplying that times 160 hours, if you're working 40 hours a week, then that person is bringing home about $2,400 a month. Minus the taxes, they probably take around $2,000. Now, with the unemployment in Georgia, if you're making that 365 and you're either laid off or you're furloughed, then you're bringing home about 965 per week. That's assuming that you're not taking any taxes out, and you're either going to pay the taxes on the back end, or if you want to pay them on the front end, maybe a little less than that. But let's just say you want to pay the taxes on the back end. If you're making 965, multiply that by 4 weeks, you're bringing about $3,900 now a month. That's about $1,900 more than what people were bringing into their household working. So for some individuals that are making more on unemployment, it's not very motivating to go back to their company to start working, which is, it should open the eyes of people to let them see that you should either work on upping your skill, going into another company, or even working with the same company and see how you can advance in that company so your value is going up and you can make more money. The unemployment should not be covering more than what you were making from your job. Now, if we're going to the household expenses, a lot of people's household expenses, people who are making around $12 to $15 an hour, they're struggling. They're struggling. They have families, they have kids, they got to take care of the kids, and it's not much money to live off of when you have about $2,000 a month coming into the house. You're looking at rent, probably about average rent around the Georgia area is about $1,200 a month. So if you're making only $2,000 and the apartment even lets you come in there, which they shouldn't, making it $1,200. I mean, and we can even lower it to $800 a month for rent, and you have $1,200 left. You still got to put food on your table. You still have to pay for other bills. You still got to pay for car, pay for phone, pay for your kids, make sure everybody is good there. You got another. So it's very concerning whenever you have the stimulus check coming in and it's actually exposing that to you, because a lot of people tend to not realize how bad they're in the negative until they're able to see that they get extra money and they're like, man, this extra money has came out of nowhere, and I'm able to pay off a lot more stuff, or I'm able to be able to take care of my expenses without being in the negative. And most people that are in the negative, they're using credit to kind of help pay for bills, or they're borrowing money from family, or they have, any other type of extra government assistance. And this is what this stimulus, in my opinion, and what I've seen with multiple people that I know, has done for different households. Here's my suggestion. And I would say that since there's extra money, however long you was furloughed, since there's extra money in the household, I would just start paying off the debt. Because when you look at an individual's balance sheet, if you look and see how they're budgeting their money, you can kind of see why they're negative, why they're not able to pay for stuff. They either have a lot of pointless subscriptions, they're paying too much for something that they really don't need, or just in general, they're paying for something that they really don't need and forget reducing the amount of it. They need to completely just take it out. They need to completely get rid of it. But with this stimulus, it has given people extra money in their household. So I would suggest the first thing doing with that extra money is paying off their debt. I've been in furlough, and yes, I have more money, a little more money than I make at my job. So I've been able to use that money to pay off a lot of my debt. And again, even for me, it has put me in the mindset of, man, my skill set are at a point to where I should be making more, but there are other circumstances that is affecting that, which, of course, that I'm working on individually. So when it comes to this extra money that I have, what I've done, for example, I paid off credit card debt. I've been able to get me and my wife closer to a credit score of 700, where we're literally right around the corner. I can smell the 700 club and get us in a better financial position. And that's a good thing, because if you look at a lot of these lenders nowadays, since this coronavirus, they have raised the requirements to get a loan for a home. People need to have 650 credit score, and a lot of people don't have that. Or in some places like Chase, they want you to have a 700 credit score with 20% down before you can buy a home. So using this extra money, paying off some debt, has definitely boosted our credit score to put us in a better financial position. So when things start coming back together, then we're able to make some serious moves with either purchasing a home or investing, or taking the money and investing it into our business. So, and then the other thing is, once you start paying off that debt, you want to start saving some money. So if you have all your debt paid off, start saving some money. Take some money, put it in the savings account, maybe go open up a different account, an IRA account, or any other type of savings account. I'm not a financial planner or a financial consultant, but that's what I would do. Start saving some money around in your bank account, and sit on that. Let that money pile up and watch your credit score go up. Let that money be a safe haven to let you know, hey, if something was to really go down and I'm fired and I'm not just furloughed, you have months and months of pay that you can use to take care of your bills. And like I said before, let this unemployment, if you're unemployed or if you're furloughed and you're making more money, let that be a wake-up call to you to let you know, hey, it's time to up your skill set or go to another company. And it's simple as that. And especially now, companies are not doing so well, and their financial statements are showing that when they came to this pandemic that's going along. If people don't have cash reserves in these companies are not able to sustain people. They're not able to keep employees, so they have to lay them off. And the people that's furloughed, that's saving the company money, because in their minds it's like, okay, we want to keep the person, which is good, so we're just going to furlough them and pay them less money through the unemployment insurance. So another thing you want to keep in mind is, like I said, increase your skill set. So this extra money that you're using, if you save money, if you paid off some debt, use some of that money to go online and find some courses to take. Go online and find some courses to increase your knowledge, increase whatever you want to do in your career field, and keep pushing forward. and increasing your brain power. You want to keep that going. You don't want to just sit at home and be lazy. You want to actually put this time to good use. You want to put this extra money to good use. So as I come to a close into the podcast, I just want you to see that this coronavirus stimulus it's a negative and a positive thing. The coronavirus is definitely a negative thing. The virus is serious. It is definitely killing people, and it is making businesses fail. People are being fired. People are more than likely going to start foreclosing on their homes if they've not already started foreclosing on their homes. And it's just going to be a huge destruction for this economy. And then the positive things about this is the ones that are doing okay and the stimulus is helping them and is either keeping them afloat or is putting them further in a position financially to do more. That's what you should do with that, and that's how you should look at this. Look at the negative, look at the positive. If you're on either side of the boat, I definitely wish the best for you. So just take what I said in this podcast today and take that and really think about that. See how this stimulus can really help you out. Now, I will say this. They've been proposing new stimulus, and me personally, I don't think that that's going to happen. If they're going to dump any more money out into the economy, it's going to be for these businesses. It would be pointless to send the money to individuals when the individuals do nothing but spend the money. The companies spend the money to make more product, to make more money. And unless you're a company or an entity bringing some type of value to the marketplace and keeping the economy going, there will be no point to send more money or more stimulus check to individuals and their household and their families. So that's, kind of sad to say, but that's just how it is in this capitalistic country. And it's really a better option because these companies is what makes this country go round, these companies, So again, my name is Ray Woods, Crab Out the Bucket. It's my podcast. If you got any comments, go ahead and leave the comments below. Make sure you like and share with your friends and your colleagues, and make sure that you, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Crab Out the Bucket. And until next time, in my next podcast, I will be speaking to you all later.